What's up, my crew members? My name is Andrew from the Superhero Crew, and I am here with the one, the only Rob.
Yellow.
And welcome to episode 20 of the Superhero Crew Podcast, the one, the only podcast on this specific channel where we talk about comic books, news, pull lists, all that great stuff. And, yeah, are you excited? It's been 2 weeks since our last episode of the Superhero Crew Podcast, so we have a lot of news. We have, oh God, Maya. We got a lot of news. We got a lot of books to talk about that came out recently, all our pull lists and stuff. So this is going to be a long episode, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But, are you ready? Are you excited?
I just got back from vacation. I'm really not excited about anything.
Well, you must be excited with all this news because there's so much crazy stuff. I know. There's so much news that we get to talk about. First things first. We talked about this, the whole incoming book, that $10 one-shot that I unfortunately bought, which was basically just it wasn't like horrible, it was just like a bunch of stuff that was just put together. Basically, it started a whole thing where they're trying to ban teenage vigilantes. So if you're under the age of 21 and you're a vigilante, then I guess you'll be arrested or something. I don't know. But we're getting a one-shot that's called Outlawed, which is like it's starring like the teenage superheroes and stuff like that. We talked about that. But now there's going to be 3 new series that are spinning out of Outlawed, which was spinning out of Incoming. So, those 3 series are Champions #1, which the series just ended, so now we're getting, Champions back, obviously.
Is it the same group?
I mean, there's only 3 of them on the cover. So, I mean, Amadeus Cho was on the team, but he left for the Agents of Atlas. And, I don't remember. Oh, I think Silk was Silk on the team? I don't remember. If Silk was on the team, she's with the Agents of Atlas too. But right now, it looks like it's only Kamala Khan, Miles, and Nova, because those are the only teenage character vigilantes that we really care about right now. So we're getting that, written by Eve L. Ewing and art by Simon D. Mio. And this is a series that I will not be getting. And this is an ongoing series. And it does say that it's going to be a trio, and we get to see a variant cover, which actually looks really cool. And then we get some interior artwork and whatnot, and a bunch of stupid stuff. Now, something I'm very surprised about is the next series. Oh, wait, well, actually, before we continue, are you getting Champions #1?
Come on, no.
All right, anyway.
I think you've gotten to the point, you're old enough, this is not targeted at you. This is targeted at children. I think this is a teen book.
Well, I am 18 and I am under the age of 21, so this is technically targeted at me.
I think it's targeted for more like 14, like early high school.
Well, usually with something like this, they would push the whole, this is a young adult book,
But maybe they finally learned, and that they don't push that, and then kids might actually want to pick it up.
That's true. I don't know. But one book that I'm surprised to see that's coming back is The New Warriors. Now, I know you're excited for this one, Rob.
I've never read The New Warriors. All I know is they murdered some people to cause the first Civil War, was it?
Yes.
Yes, so that's... Is Speedball back? He's not Penance anymore?
Oh, dude, Penance was amazing. Penance was great. Do you remember Penance, right? Anyway, so it looks like we have Speedball, Night Thrasher. Is that... What's her name?
Firestar, it looks like.
Firestar?
Namorita?
Oh, Namorita. And I don't know who the other guy is.
What's his name? It probably says in here. I can't remember his name.
I don't know.
And Speedball, yeah, Speedball with a terrible costume.
Speedball unfortunately is not. It unfortunately is not Penance anymore, who was a great character, and it was a great, story arc that Speedball went through.
What's all these other characters on the front here like?
I don't know.
They look
Maybe
like they're
characters.
Yeah, I think maybe it isn't about the original. Maybe it's a new Warriors.
That's what the second cover, the variant cover looks like.
Yeah.
That's what it's kind of like. It looks like Giant Size X-Men #1.
Who's the guy? Who's the person in blue? Who's the original New Warrior? I don't even recognize that person.
I have no idea.
He's got I don't know. It's weird.
It's kind of like Giant Size X-Men #1, where where they're like, I'm sorry, I'm comparing it to an amazing book, but where they're
cover
coming out, and it's like, they're running out, and they're like, hey, we're the new team, and then the other New Warriors are, which would be unfortunate, because I would love to see Speedball, even though I would not read this book.
Rage, the other guy's Rage. Silhouette's the one I don't know. I don't even know who Silhouette is. But it's a 5-issue limited series, at least this one.
Oh, it's only 5 issues?
Yeah,
really?
that's what it says in the very last... that's how I knew all their names. It says their names. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
But it doesn't say who these new people in the front. Maybe it's going to spin off into these new people's book. So this is a 5-issue and then spin off into their book.
Yeah.
The New Mutants.
You know what, though?
Or Mutants. Sorry, New Warriors.
Here's the thing. Thank God that it's only 5 issues, because, why would you do an ongoing series for these guys? You know what I mean?
I never understood why they ever did an ongoing series for these guys.
Champions, I understand to an extent.
Those are very popular characters.
Yeah, I get it, but not the New Warriors.
Maybe there's some nostalgia for the New Warriors, but I was around for when New Warriors come out, and there's no nostalgia from me, and I don't know anybody who has any nostalgia for them. So I'm sure there's somebody who was a fan of New Warriors back in the day.
I only have nostalgia for Penance, so
yes. Speedball. Why would you name your teen character after a drug mix?
That's why they changed him to Penance.
Well, now he's back to Speedball.
Thank God.
And Namorita, where it's just Namor with a girl's name on the end.
Yeah, Namor. Woman Namor. We're talking too much about the New Warriors, Rob.
Firestar is cool, but she came from the old Spider-Man cartoon. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. That's where she was invented.
I thought she was a mutant.
She is. That was all after. She was invented for that cartoon show with Ice, because they had Iceman. They wanted a fire girl to go with Iceman for His Amazing Friends.
So wait a minute, hold on. So she is a mutant.
Yes, she is a mutant. Yes.
She's not on Krakoa. Why aren't the X-Men going after
her? I hope
her?
they address that in this comic book.
they're going after Franklin Richards,
but nobody cares.
But they're not going after Firestar.
I wonder if Namorita is a mutant too, since Namor is.
That's
because she's got Caucasian skin, unlike all the rest of the Atlanteans. I assume she's a mutant also. Is Speedball? How did Speedball get his powers?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. Night Thrasher doesn't have powers, I don't think. Rage, I think he's just on drugs or something.
Dude, yeah. It's like Bane.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
The next one is, these are all, this is the one I'm like, what the hell? Power Pack.
I thought you were gonna say it. I thought you were gonna lead into that.
Power Pack. Why do they keep pushing? Even back in the '80s, they pushed Power Pack. It makes no sense. It was Chris Claremont wrote it originally, and he really liked them, so he always put them in the X-Men stories and stuff because he liked them so much. But they never caught on. Nobody cared about Power Pack.
Don't worry, it's a 5-issue mini.
But you see, they're all sort of grown up, except for the youngest one, who looks like she's the same age as she always was. Well, I guess she was really young in the Power Pack, but they've aged about maybe 3 years since the original series.
I'll be honest, this and the New Warriors book, those would be something I would definitely like. Definitely Power Pack, I would probably buy in a trade. Surprisingly, probably not the New Warriors. Honestly, I really don't care. But I would rather do that with mini-series. Unless it's like Punisher, Conan, or Spider-Gwen, if they have a mini-series, then I have to get them. But if it's characters like this that I wouldn't really buy, a series for, makes my life easier, and I can get the trade for it. But yeah, I mean, Power Pack. I mean, there was a one-shot that came out. I think it was called Power Pack, like Grow Up or something stupid like that. That wasn't horrible, but then the two or I think they were in the Future Foundation book, which was horrendous. Like, that book was garbage, and that was just horrible. And the Power Pack was in that, but they were in space.
Power Pack, yeah.
So now
Wolverine better show up in this book. That's all I'm saying. He was always in the old book because once again they were trying to make him popular, so they always throw Wolverine in the book.
Of course, that's like, you know, when you give Silver Sable her own series in the 90s, you say guest starring Spider-Man because, you know, nobody's going to buy a Silver Sable book, but if Spider-Man's in it, hell yeah. And I don't think that works nowadays.
All the art, actually, the interiors of all these books really nice. The Power Pack one is weird because it's got some color in it. It must be all digital.
Yeah.
Like it's you can see it's like sort of colored. It's weird. Mm-hmm. Like these are obviously the just the inks or whatever, but they don't do it that way anymore, I guess. Crazy. Huh. I do like the style of the Power Pack book. I think the other books look kind of like, okay, actually the style of the Champions books look really good too. The covers for the New Warriors book just look so 80s/90s to me that it just does not appeal at all. They're probably going for that, but I don't like it. Well, there you go. Yeah. We spent way too much time talking about these losers.
We really did. But yeah, so I assume you're buying all of them.
Yeah, they're on my pull list, right next to Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy books. And all the Carnage books and Venom books, obviously.
Exactly. Anyway, next we got this is the new comics for April. Exclusive announcement. New Marvel comics coming in April. Marvel's pull list. We get some new books. Some books we don't really care about. Something interesting. How to read comics the Marvel way.
How to read comics? It used to be how to write or draw comics the Marvel way. You don't. Yeah. You have to learn how to read comics now?
Yeah, I know, right? It says, I tried to read it, but I just got lost. This has happened to you, true believer.
No, it hasn't.
Your intelligent friend a comic book, eagerly anticipating future conversation, only to have it ruined months later. Half read what went wrong. We're going to skip this because this is stupid.
That really annoys me, that they think that you have to learn to read comic books. It's like the most universal thing on the planet.
I hope that it's just satirical.
It's pictograms. Like, people have been doing this since, like, before people could write. They've been understanding the idea of pictures, telling a story.
I hope this is like a satirical thing. Like, it's just making fun of a bunch of things. I don't know. But we're not gonna talk about that. I believe it looks like it's a one shot. I mean, I would assume it is.
I guess it's for really stupid. It's like those old, what was it? Whatever for Dummies.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's just Comics for Dummies.
Comics for Dummies.
Which
Marvel Comics for Dummies.
Yeah, please. Ugh, I'm sick.
Next. Rob, this is your forte right here. Giant size X-Men Nightcrawler. I'll be honest with you. I know I'm a dick a lot about the X-Men stuff. I'm doing it all in jest. But I like how they're doing these one shots on specific characters. I'm not reading the X-Men books. But, you know, as an outsider, I like that. I think that's an interesting thing to do, just to, you know, instead of giving them their own series, let's just give them one-shots about different things, you know what I mean?
We haven't gotten any of these ones yet, but they did do this recently with all the black ones. They were like, it was like Emma Frost black and Magneto black. They did that last year, I think. So it's similar to that, I think. But we haven't. These are all written by Jonathan Hickman, who's very hit and miss lately. More miss than hit. And, we haven't gotten any of these yet. We'll see how they are. If they all start tying in together, that would be annoying. If they're just like a little short story, I'd be fine. I wish they were almost written by just random people and drawn by random people. This one's actually drawn by Alan Davis, who, you know, he's a classic. He used to write and draw Excalibur back in the day. God, I wish he was still doing that now. It'd be way better than the current Excalibur. We'll get to that.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's fun, but if this was written by, once again, Chris Claremont or something, like Claremont and Davis doing a story together about Nightcrawler, I'd be much more excited. But Hickman, that really turns me off a bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, you know what? The Jean Grey, Emma Frost one comes out soon.
Mm-hmm.
Is it next month? I think it's like beginning
is it
of
March
next
or
month, maybe.
February? Yeah, I can't remember. There's so many, I lose track.
No, it's got to be February because the Magneto one is coming out, I think, March, and then this is April. So
there you go.
But yeah, I mean, you know, as an outsider, I think it's good that they're doing one shots instead of giving,
yes.
You know,
I appreciate it's not like
series.
a 4-issue miniseries. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what they should have done with the last books we talked about. You know, Power Pack Outlawed #1. The New Warriors Outlawed #1, you know, and just do one shots that way. Instead, Champions, I get it, give them an ongoing, it's fine, but you know, just
we'll see. Once again, Marvel's way is to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. So they'll keep putting stuff out. It's all about volume for them, and it works, unfortunately, because there is people who just buy whatever that comes out. And that's why they always above in the sales, but it's not individual sales. It's just because they put so much out, they're always #1.
Right.
It's the Walmart. It's volume over quality right there. And you might get some quality in there, but mostly it's just volume.
But yeah, so that's that. Anything else to add with that? Or?
No, we'll see what these ones are like. I don't like the idea they're giant size because I doubt they are giant size. I bet they're 30 pages.
No, yeah, it's probably just $5.
The whole point of giant size X-Men was it was like 50 pages. And for all the giant sized issues. So that just annoys me that way, but
well, yeah, you never know. You never know.
I guess they'll be like, it's a giant sized story. Notice.
Yeah, right. I mean, if they're gonna do if they're trying to promote it as a big one shot like that, then maybe it's, you know, a big story. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
We will see. And I'm looking on here, and it looks to be the giant size X-Men Jean Grey Emma Frost is $4.99.
Same price, yeah.
So the same price as like a normal one shot.
Yeah, so there's no way it's more pages. They'd never give more for less.
Yeah, but
oh well, that's neither here nor there. If the story's good, I don't care how many pages. Sometimes there's too many pages, so
yeah. And that's that. Next, you know what? We just had the Web of Black Widow miniseries. Now we're getting Black Widow, Widow's Sting as a new series. Does it say if it's
Doesn't say if it's a. I assume it's a miniseries, but it doesn't say that.
Yeah, I would assume that. Yeah, I get it. You know, they're coming out with the new movie. I'm not gonna get it.
Actually, I think it's a one shot. The way they're talking about it, it says "Don't miss this all new tale," so it's not like it sounds like it's a one shot.
Maybe it is a one shot.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
They're trying to, people watching the movie, but this is later. Like this is 2 months after the movie came out. This should be coming out the day the movie comes out.
That is true. When does the movie come out?
February, I think, isn't it?
Maybe. Let me double check that.
I thought. Maybe not. Maybe it does come out in April, and that'd be perfect.
Oh, my coach is listening to opera. What's going on? No, it's coming out May 1st.
Oh, so it's later. Oh yeah, that's fine then. That works then.
Yeah.
I thought it was coming out soon. I keep seeing ads about it, and I guess so.
No, not yet. If this is a one shot, that's kind of interesting, but
yeah, I think
then that might be something I might get because you know me and my one shots.
Well, you see a little bit farther down. There's another book called Widowmakers, which is definitely.
We'll get to it.
Well, I guess Taskmaster's part of it too because he's in the movie too. Yeah, I forgot he's in the movie.
Taskmaster.
This is how he should look in the movie.
Yeah, I know. He looks horrible in the movie. So, is this? I hope this is a new ongoing series.
Well, they ruin everything in the very first thing. It's the very first words of the man.
Yeah, but like it says this: Taskmaster has murdered Maria Hill, but actually no. That's basically what it says. Or at least that's what what the world.
Ruining it. Ruin the story for me.
Yeah, basically.
It does. Once again, it doesn't say if this is a one shot or anything, but
I would be surprised if it's like a mini series or an ongoing.
Yeah.
I assume it's probably a one shot.
That's what seems like all these are in time for that movie and are just one shots.
Yeah. Now the next one is a horrible the worst cash grab, one of the worst cash grabs I've ever seen for a tie-in to a movie. Widowmakers, Red Guardian, and Yelena Belova. Would you like to talk about this, Rob? Because you were rushing to talk about this before.
Well, I was going to say the exact same thing. This is definitely for the movie, since it's...
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're introducing this character and this character. Let's make a comic book with them.
Yeah, this is a little ridiculous. I mean, like, really? Like, yeah, you really have to go this far and be like, you know...
Well,
they're in the movie. Let's put them in a book. You know.
The only good thing is it's not the movie universe books. I hate those. At least this is the Marvel universe books. Like these are the characters from the Marvel universe, all of them. I like that. I hate when they put out a book that ties into the movie. That's just like you read it and you're like, oh, I guess all the comic books are like this, and then it's like, no, they're not like this. It makes no sense. Yeah. At least these will maybe get some people who watched Black Widow and want to come read comic books all of a sudden, which I don't think that's the movie to do that for, but I'm sure they did the same thing when Avengers came out and Spider-Man and things like that. They probably did the same ideas, but I just never... These are so blatant.
I don't know. But I mean, especially, you know, it's Black Widow, so it's like, you know, a character that they might want to really try to push, you know?
Well, people would be surprised because she's not dead in the comic books.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's that. I don't know. Listen, if these are all one-shots, I'm down, you know?
Yeah.
But if they're all all mini-series and whatnot, I just don't care. The next book is something that you actually have to read. It's Deadpool issue number 6. The X-Men are on the cover. You need to buy it.
If it's a single issue, I will buy it. If it's like an ongoing story, I don't want it.
But Deadpool is invading Krakoa.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be hilarious. Like, who's writing it? Kelly Thompson's a good writer. Cover by Greg Land. That doesn't look like a Greg Land cover, really. It's a little wacky for him.
A little wacky.
I might check it out if I remember. Jeez, I doubt I'll remember by April. Maybe if I see the cover, I'll remember.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I don't know about this. Runaways 32. We don't care about that, do we?
Nope. Never read a Runaways comic in my life, and I'm not about to start now. Never watched a TV show.
Yeah, no. That's that. So, the next thing we're going to be talking about, this is a new story arc for this episode of the Superhero Her podcast where we talk. There's 3 separate articles all about the Empyre event that's going on, which you have to read, by the way. Now.
No, I don't.
Whoa. We'll get to why you have to read it. So here's how it's working. Empyre is spinning out of the events of these Empyre one-shots, which are spinning out of the events of Incoming.
Yes.
So we're getting 2 one-shots, issue zeros. We're getting Avengers Empyre number 0 and Fantastic Four Empyre number 0.
I do like how you say Empyre.
Empyre. This I don't know about you, but I don't remember seeing something like this in an event. Like, I feel like this is the first time that I've seen that they.
It's been a while, yeah. Usually they do the alphas like, or something. Shots. They usually do alphas before.
Yeah.
But not zeros. I do like how the cover is, it's one cover. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Like a connecting cover almost.
And it's a Pepe. It's a Pepe Larraz and RB Silva who's no longer in the X-Men, so I guess this is what he's been doing. He's been put to work to do Empyre.
Yeah. And you got on the Avengers, you got your classic favorite Avengers. You got Iron Man, Thor, Cap, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Black Panther, Ghost Rider, Hulkling, and is it the swordsman or something?
Yeah, it looks like it. That's funny. You
really?
might be just some Kree guy.
Now here's the problem. I'm reading Avengers. so the way that I look at it is like if there is an Avengers tie-in to Empyre, I'm just gonna say Empyre. I don't want to be a dick anymore. if there's an Avengers tie-in to Empyre, then I have to get the Avengers tie-in because I'm reading the Avengers book. That's
I do that with the X-Men. Yep, I agree.
Yeah, so like I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna have to get this, but then I'm like, fuck. Now I'm gonna read the Empyre event itself. So now I have to get the Fantastic Four one because I have a feeling that they're both gonna lead into the events.
Why do you have to read the event? Just read this comic.
Because it ties in to the Avengers book.
I almost guarantee it won't matter.
It's not gonna matter, but like I need to stay current and complain about things on the podcast.
I guess somebody has to.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? It might be the best thing in the world, but
who's writing it? It's Al Ewing, isn't it?
Oh no!
And Dan Slott. I think the one's Dan Slott, which is good. Al Ewing is bad. So, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's bad.
No, he's kind of out there. Like he's a wannabe Morrison, I think, a bit. He comes from that same school.
Immortal Hulk is pretty good,
but it's got weird stuff going on, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit that was going on.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the Jesus Maya. I'm waiting for the the volume 2 hardcover to come out so that I can, continue reading it because I have the first hardcover that was issues 1 through 10, and I'm waiting for that second hardcover.
Yeah,
it hasn't come out yet.
You want the hardcovers?
Well, yeah. I mean, if I have the hardcover of the first volume, then I got to get the hardcover of the second volume. Also, it's not like it has like it doesn't have like this like 6 issues or 5 issues. It's 10 issues per hardcover, 10 or 11 issues per hardcover.
Yeah, it's nice.
So you get more. It's not like they're overcharging you just because it's a hardcover. They actually add more issues in there, which is good. But
yeah,
But yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that hardcover to come out so I can finish reading it. But anyway, yeah, Al Ewing, he's all right, I guess.
It's just, I think he is a little. He wants to be Morrison. He wants to be a little crazy, and he is British, and he came from 2000 AD, just like Morrison. And I think it's the same idea. He just he has all these weird ideas, these weird British ideas.
Yeah, Thor has a very weird costume on the Avengers cover because it's not. Like I can't really tell. Is that the one from the new book?
It looks like a mismatch between the two. I noticed that too. I was like, it doesn't look as bad as the new book one.
Yeah. Let me see.
Because the new one isn't a V on his like a triangle on his chest. Isn't like a lightning bolt or something?
No, it is. So it's the helmet that's different. That's the thing. If he wears that stupid helmet in the book, his whole costume looks better.
Yeah, the helmet is.
The helmet makes him look a lot better.
Well, plus we only can really see his upper body, so who knows what his like. It looks like he's got that weird padded chainmail on his legs still. So.
Yeah.
And a weird like really long tunic. That tunic is too long.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's these 2 one-shots. Rob, are you going to be picking these up?
No, I don't see a single X-Man in any of these, so no.
Well. Now, we get to talk about Empyre itself and some of the tie-ins that are coming out. So I guess this is an Avengers and Fantastic Four event.
Yeah, it looks like that for sure.
Yeah, it's called Avengers Fantastic Four Empyre.
Oh, do you see that symbol underneath where it's the Avengers A, but it's the 4? That's pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's pretty neat.
So I guess this is, like an event like that. And yeah, so apparently it's how do I say? It's coming out of the events of like the Kree-Skrull War, the Celestial Madonna saga, which I've never heard of.
No, I've never heard of that either.
And something
is it some concert she had one time?
a Madonna concert in space.
I've never even heard of this. Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know what that is. I'm gonna probably look into that. I don't know what the hell that is. But,
it's from 63, 68, and it doesn't say what the other one says. So it's like, Oh, it's no, sorry, it's Avengers 1960, original Avengers 124, 125, and then Captain Marvel 33. So it's an older one from like the 70s. I think that would be about maybe early 80s. I just never heard of that before. That's weird. That there's something from that old that we haven't heard of.
Yeah, it was probably like a very small event that happened that nobody really cared about. There is a trade paperback of it, where it has Avengers 124, 125, and then 129 to 135, and then Captain Marvel 33,
yeah, it's exactly
Giant Size Avengers 2 through 4, and Avengers Celestial Quest 1 through 8.
And Swordsman is in that, and so that makes sense. It's all about Mantis, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mantis before she was famous for being in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
that's weird. Yeah, it's got.
But now if we go back to the article, Rob.
Yes.
The Empyre article.
I was trying to avoid that.
Down,
yeah.
They did it. Are you gonna be? Well, oh wait, no. Is this a?
Oh, that's weird.
So this is a tie-in.
Oh, that's even worse.
X-Men issue number 10.
Oh, that's even terrible. Oh, that's not. That's even worse. If it was his own series, that's fine. But this ties in. Oh, that's horrible. I hate when you do that. I'm not reading it. I'm only reading this issue. I'm not reading the rest. Hell, maybe by then I'll drop to X-Men. So.
Uh-oh.
Well, the last one wasn't bad. So.
All right.
Tie-ins. That's the worst.
It looks like it's the same thing with Fantastic Four, but it's issue 21.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Wolverine and
Spider-Man
are in Fantastic Four.
I don't know who the two people in the background are.
Oh, that's Valeria and Franklin Richards.
Oh, is that Franklin? He doesn't look like Franklin Richards at all.
Those are the kids. Those are their kids.
Oh, I can see they have a V and an F on their chest now. That makes sense.
Yeah, which is really stupid.
Why? Yeah. Jeez, this cover looks horrible. Spider-Man doesn't have any webs on him, so he looks like a Prowler a little bit. He doesn't look like Spider-Man because he's got no webs on his chest.
Mm-hmm. Now, there is an X-Man on the cover of Fantastic Four 21. And that
Wolverine cannot count because I'd have to read every single book that Wolverine's in.
And Franklin Richards.
Yes, he's a mutant too, that's right. We'll see what happens in X-Men Fantastic Four if he joins the team, which I doubt he will.
Got it.
Well, the problem with X-Men number 10 is right there front and center is Vulcan, who's like the worst. I don't even know who the other two are. I don't recognize them necessarily. Weird costumes. The other two girls.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of looks like Psylocke, but she's not wearing Psylocke clothes, and the other one looks like kind of like Emma Frost, but she would never wear that. So
who the hell knows?
We'll find out in 5 months or whatever it is.
In April. Okay, maybe. I don't know, something like that. Is it in April? I have no clue.
Empyre. Yes,
yeah,
April. Yep. I'm not excited about that, but I will read it since it's in the regular series, but yeah. Not excited.
I don't know, Rob.
Well, hopefully it's better than when Venom and his whole thing invaded my X-Men and ruined the book. X-Men
Poison
Blue.
X.
Yeah, X-Men Blue was ruined. It was a great series, and it was ruined by that crossover.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend Jack used to read, what's that one where it was like the Thunderbolts, but it wasn't Thunderbolts, where they're the bad guys? It came after, like, what are they called? Anyway, it's a really good series, and once again, there was a crossover that just ruined it.
What, the Dark Avengers?
No, it was that other one that was just like they're like just like criminals. What was it called? Superior Foes of Spider-Man, maybe?
I
think that was what it was. And yeah, same idea. It gets ruined by a crossover.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like, it can't ruin X-Men too badly. It's only one issue, it looks like. If it was multiple issues, I'd be a little bit more upset. If it's just
I'm surprised it's only one issue. Usually it's like a couple issues.
Well, it could maybe. This is just the solicitations for April, so.
Yeah.
We'll find out in May if all of a sudden 11, 12, 13, 14 is all about freaking Empyre.
Yeah, well, we'll find out next month.
Yeah.
But anyway, next, more tie-ins to Empyre. We have Empyre Avengers #1, which that cover is
horrific.
Cover is horrible.
Who drew it? They won't even tell me who drew it because it's so bad.
That's Steve McNiven.
Wow, that's a bad cover by Steve McNiven. That does not look like Stephen McNiven art.
Why does Scarlet Witch looks really weird?
Look at Storm. What is she doing?
She's like, mwah. She's giving you a kiss. She's giving you a kiss. She's telling you to read this because she's on the cover.
The only person I like on it is Black Knight, and I guess Spider-Man and Thing look alright. Captain America looks weird.
Yeah. Ugh.
I don't know. But Steve McNiven's usually better than that. I'm amazed.
Maybe one shot, possibly. I hope.
Yeah, it's Empyre Avengers #1.
Yeah, it seems like it'll be a one shot. And then we're getting Empyre Spider-Man #1, obviously, because you got to put him in there.
Oh, it's a Kree and a Skrull. That's what's behind him. He's so small on the cover. It looks weird too.
Yeah.
Gilberto Ramos. He's a good artist, but I don't know why Spider-Man's so teeny.
Uh-oh. So the Spider-Man one is a 3-issue miniseries.
Oh.
So then what is... I'm trying to, skim through to see if the Avengers one is a...
It showcases 3 important conflicts. So it's 3 different stories in it. You love that.
Oh. God damn it.
It involves the Savage Land, including Khazar and Shauna the She-Devil.
Why?
It all makes sense here.
But this doesn't make... It's the Krees and the Skrulls in space. What does the Savage Land have to do with anything?
I think this is a one-shot but oversized. So it's probably going to be like $8, and you're going to have to read these terrible... Thank God it's not X-Men.
Yeah. Well, Storm's on the cover. She's giving you a kiss, Rob. She wants you to...
Is Scarlet Witch a mutant again? They retconned her not to be a mutant when they lost the things, but I think she might be a mutant back to be a mutant.
Who knows?
Well, is it...
So...
who's at the very bottom there? Is that...
Nova.
Oh, it's Nova. Empyre's right across his forehead.
They really did him dirty there.
What? Well, at least for Doctor Strange, all you see is his Adam's apple.
Yeah, so that's... I hope it's a one-shot. And then the Spider-Man one, if it's 3 issues, I'm not getting ahead. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. Yes, that's a little crazy. But, I don't know, anything else to add with that?
No.
Now, this is the part of the podcast we like to call the X Corner, where we basically talk about the X-Men. I just want to say I'm not reading any of the X-Men books, but Rob is, and I just like being a dick about it. But that's just me. I don't take anything I say seriously, because some people are going to think that I'm being serious with some of the things I say. I'm not being too serious with this stuff. What I am serious about is all of these X-Men books that are coming out, which I personally think that it is a little ridiculous that they're doing a bunch of different series. You know, you have the main 6, then you're getting Hellions, and then Giant Size, and then the Fantastic Four X-Men thing. It's like you're getting so many different things. Mm-hmm. And now we have 2 more X-Men books that are apparently coming out.
Yep.
In April. One of them is X Factor. Rob, take it away.
Well, the good thing is Hickman just recently came out with a story on one of the websites saying you don't have to read them all, but you just won't get the whole story. But you don't have to read them all. Thanks for nothing. But I will be dropping books because it's too much. And
well, don't say.
I won't say which ones
they are yet. We'll talk about it later.
But I'm kind of excited about this. I've always loved X Factor in all its forms, and this is written by Lee Williams and David Baldeon's drawing. I'll read anything David Baldeon draws because he's amazing. I just hope that this time he doesn't get fall behind and somebody else has to help him out like he did for the Domino series, because that was great. I love the art there, so I'm excited about that. He does great. It's very cartoony, but really expressive. I love David Baldion's art. And I like X Factor. It's a fun group. I like a lot of these characters. And
now,
I'm excited.
Wasn't X Factor like the original team?
Oh, geez. Back in the 80s, yes. It started off as the original X-Men, the original 5. And then I don't know how many issues in, it switched to Havoc and Polaris' team, and then it's been other things over the years. X Factor is kind of a catch-all term. It's been a lot of different teams. Mostly, this doesn't have any of the originals in it, but it does have Polaris, which is good. So it's kind of got that kind of crossover. I think even the later ones had North Star in it, too, so...
Now, this might be a book that I get. You know why?
Why is that?
Because my boy Dakin is in it.
Dakin,
whatever. The Dark Wolverine.
It's got Eye Guy in it. That's why you should get it.
That's Eye Woman.
It's a guy. He's a guy. His name's
really?
Eye Guy. Don't make fun of him.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Eye Guy.
Looks like a girl.
He's got long hair. Stop being...
I'm sorry.
Cut your hair, hippie. I think that's Prodigy in the front there. And then, Prodigy? Is that his name? I think so. And then, yeah, Rachel Summers, who's gone by... What's her... Actually, she was Prodigy for, I think... I can't remember. No, she was Prestige. That's what she was. Yeah, it's a weird group, but I'm excited because I like that writer and artist. So I'm excited about this one, and it will be replacing some other ones.
Uh-oh.
I'll give it that much.
I don't remember if it was this book or a different book that's saying that like this might be like the biggest X-Men book, like it has the most thing, like it's got like the biggest things in the X-Men that'll change the X-Men forever.
They always say that.
They say that for every book, but I'm like, really? X Factor?
Well, I think it's X Force is the one right now that is like that. I could see this because it's all about them being the resurrection thing, so maybe it's gonna have a tie into that, which is interesting. There you go. When a mutant dies, X Factor's there to investigate how and why and keep the rules of reincarnation, because you can only be reincarnated if you're actually dead. So there can't be multiple of you running around. So they have to make sure you're dead. So that's kind of neat that they're investigating that to make sure it's the person is actually dead. That's kind of fun. I think it'll be good. Lee Williams, like I say, great writer. David Baldion, amazing artist. So I'm excited about this one. Oh, they call him I Boy in this. It's not I Guy. It's I Boy.
I Boy. And
they are calling her Prestige still. She's Rachel Summers. Don't call her Prestige. That's a stupid name.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, yeah, I'm excited about X Factor. I'm pretty much excited about them all until they come out. So, yeah. Then the next one's Children of the Atom. That's the other number one coming, which is Vita Ayala. I can never say that person's name, and Bernard Chang. But this is they're inventing all New Mutants. It's like the next class of New Mutants, which in the past I've always said that's stupid, but it's always been well done, and there's been a lot of characters that spun out of these kind of books that end up being really good characters, like Glob or I-Boy, or who else came out of these kind of things? Armor. Like, there's tons of good X-Men characters that come out of this kind of story.
The New Mutants.
Well, yeah, originally the New Mutants, yeah. So, as much as I don't want to read this, it could end up being the breakout hit. This could be the sleeper right here. Vita Ayala wrote something else, and I can't remember what it was. And I can't remember if I liked it or not. So there you go.
So basically, these are all just rip-off characters of original characters.
It looks like, yeah. At least by the cover, because the one girl looks like Gambit, the guy looks like Colossus. There's definitely an Archangel guy.
Literally, the cover underneath it is the exact same cover, but with the actual...
I hope that's just an homage.
Hold on a second. My take on it became, what would actual kids from our current time be like if they were X-Men sidekicks? What would Gen Z X-Men be like?
Yeah. Well, that kind of scares me. Stop reading. Hype is one thing, but... yeah, there you go. Vita Ayala wrote Mobius. So, never read it. I believe it's a girl. I can't be 100% sure if Vita Ayala is a girl, but I think it is. Yeah. sidekicks. I don't like the idea of sidekicks, and I don't like the idea of just repeating the same powers. I hope that's not what it's going to be about. I'm curious if it's going to be. Remember, they were in the original series, the House of X, and I think it was in the actual Dawn of X. They were talking about the when they could manipulate people to have different powers, they could pretty much make their own mutants. I wonder if that's what this is going to be about.
I want to have the
Mr. Sinister,
powers of Gambit.
Yeah, Mr. Sinister causing trouble and mixing and matching. We'll see. I will read it and I will make my decision. I will not prejudge it, but I was excited until you read that thing.
I apologize. Next is something I know you're hyped to hell for.
I am so angry.
Take it away. Take it away.
First of all, I'll preface this by saying I'm not sure if what they're saying is what it means, but this is X-Men God Loves Man Kills extended cut. So God Loves Man Kills was like one of the old Marvel graphic novels, the oversized ones, and it was like all painted and beautiful, and it was a really story like about mutants being really it was about race, and like really it was an allegory that was the first time it was really done well, and Chris Claremont wrote it, obviously. Yeah, there you go. 1982 Marvel graphic novel number 5. That's what it was. And this is a 2-part limited series that retells and expands upon the iconic comic book, and using a brand new present-day X-Men story as a framing device. It sounds stupid. The framing device idea sounds stupid, but when it says retells, that's what really... Are they redrawing it? Like, it's the same artist and writer. That's fine, but I'm sure Brent Anderson's not like he used to be. He's got to be old now. Like, if he drew this in 1982, he's at least 70. So we've seen a lot of those artists just can't do it anymore. But if it's redrawing the old book, please don't buy this. Go buy the original book. It's just horrible, the idea of it. And it's a remake. It's a remake of a classic comic book, and that's just stupid. Even if it's written by the same guy, Chris Claremont's not Chris Claremont from 1982, and I'm sure Brent Anderson's not Brent Anderson from 1982.
We have the original graphic novel of when it was the original graphic novel number 5, and I read it and I really liked that story.
And it's beautiful and it's like touching.
Oh yeah. But some of that stuff in there though, I don't know if you could get away with putting it in a book now.
Yeah, well, I think even then it was a adult book. Like, it wasn't for kids. Like, I think it even says on the front like not for kids kind of thing. Because that's why it was in those graphic novels, in those Marvel graphic novels. That's what those books were about. That was like the death of Captain Marvel was in those. Like all the really famous stories back in the early 80s was in those graphic novels. So
yeah.
The cover looks horrible. And the whole thing, when it was the first time that Magneto was shown to be not just some evil megalomaniac, he was pretty much the good guy in it, and really humanized him. And yeah, it's they kind of redid the story in X-Men 2, but they did it not very well. They changed the guy from a preacher into a military guy, which I think changes the story. The Striker, he was a Reverend Striker. It was all about a religious crusade against mutants, which nowadays I think it's kind of why I need to update that. It really tells the story. But so I'm a little scared of this, and it angers me. And the cover is horrible not because it's bad. I think the cover would be fine if it was a modern X-Men story, but as good as the original cover is, like, this is... Everything about it reeks of just stealing money from people, and now people are going to read God Loves Man Kills as this, and they'll forget how good the original was. And that kind of disheartens me.
Yeah.
I'd rather they just re-release the original.
Yeah, that would probably be the better thing to do instead of this garbage.
Well, especially it's the retelling thing. If it's just the original art and everything, and they have this around it, but it's 2 issues, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing, it sounds weird to me, and it sounds like a cash grab, and it hurts my heart. because that is literally one of my favorite X-Men stories. So
yeah, I mean we'll have to find. I mean, are you gonna get it when it comes out?
I might have to just to rip it apart, or just see how bad it is. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be, but sounds by this writing it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's extended cut 1 of 2. So.
Yeah.
I assume is that the Brett Anderson cover? Or is that the Salvador LaRocca cover? Because if that's the Brett Anderson cover, that's not good. Because that means that's what the inside's going to be. I think that looks like Salvador LaRocca art, though. I assume that's the variant cover.
I don't know. Why? It's very weird to show the the variant cover for marketing, but
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Because
who the hell knows?
Yeah, I'm not excited. Definitely not excited about that one.
Yeah.
Other than that, for the X-Men Corner, there was no X-Men comics this week. So, and last week we had Excalibur 6.
Well, do you wanna backpedal to January 8th?
Yeah, that's the Excalibur and Fallen Angels came out, which are terrible books, and New Mutants and X-Force.
Really?
And New Mutants and X-Force came out, and they were good books. That's it.
So, we'll save it until we talk about the January 15th books. But really quick, I do want to touch on Batman 86, which came out January 8th. Coach!
He doesn't want to come out.
I know. He doesn't want to come out of his cave. Coach, it's time for Coach's Corner. Batman 86, what'd you think?
Which one was that?
That's Tom King not being on it anymore.
The book. Which story was it?
The one with Deathstroke.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
You liked it? Do you want to continue reading it, or? Now remember, this is after Tom King is off the book. He's not on the book anymore. This is James Tynion IV.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I like the artwork. Was really good.
Yeah. And it also worked as a one-shot, too. So, I mean, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened in this, Rob, is James Tynion IV undid the last 85 issues of Batman that Tom King wrote.
Is Alfred back alive?
No. That's the one thing. The one thing that's not the same is Alfred being alive.
Oh, well.
He's still dead. So,
but then again, nobody dies in comic books. So.
Yeah, well, they're even doing a one-shot next month called Pennyworth, Batman Pennyworth R.I.P., where it's just a whole one-shot about Batman being sad about Alfred's death.
Yeah, it's a weird time to kill Alfred since he has his own TV show.
Yeah, he does. But all right, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
All right.
You can leave now. Thank you. Ow.
A parting shot?
Yeah. All right, next.
So you're 18 now. It's not child abuse.
I know. January 15th. Those are the books that came out last week, I should say.
Yeah.
Not a lot for me.
Not a lot for me either.
With you?
Nothing. No X-Men books.
What?
Yeah, I think X-Men was supposed to be in here, but it got delayed, so I think that's why. So I had Hellboy Winter Special, the Ravencroft Sabretooth book, and The Question. I think that's it for this week.
Let's go. Let's start with Hellboy because we both read that.
Sure.
What's the deal with that? What'd you think?
It was just 3 short stories, I think it was. Yeah, yes. It was 3, and they're fun. They're just like Mignola short stories, like little snippets of that world. They take place in different histories and little. I think it's things he couldn't. He likes all the little folklore, and I think it's folklore he couldn't fit into the actual books, so he puts them in these little stories, and they're fun. There's a weird one about what was the. I can't even remember them all. One was the weird one was the wolf child kind of thing. I didn't really make sense of that one. Then there was another one where they time slipped to an old miser who was a ghost and they had to return some money to him. That was fun. That was actually a Hellboy in that one. I
actually liked that one. That was my favorite one.
Yeah, me too. And then what was the last one?
The one in the murder house thing.
Oh yeah, that was weird because I expected Hellboy to be in that one, but he wasn't.
Yeah, that was weird too, but I liked that too.
Yeah,
'cause I thought you said it wasn't real. I said I never said it wasn't real, but the murderer.
Yeah, he didn't do it. Yeah,
the monster didn't kill the person, but the monster's still real.
Yeah, it was almost like Clue, but then there's a monster in it.
Yeah, that I thought was pretty.
Yeah,
good.
the first one was the weakest one. It was just some priest retelling a story about some werewolf child. I didn't really understand the point of it. That was the only one I didn't like. But the rest of the other two were fun.
Yeah, the one with Hellboy was good.
Yeah, that was really fun. Especially at the end, because the professor that sent her there, he got stuck in time, which was funny.
Yeah.
Because he refused to go into the house because he was scared, and they all got teleported back, and he didn't. So
yeah, I thought it was good. I can only really stick with one-shots for Hellboy. Like, I can't do the series, you know? Like, I tried doing the Hellboy and the BPRD, that one series a little while ago.
BPRD was pretty in-depth, yeah. That was kind of, you had to really into it. It was tough for me, even. Yeah,
I was kind of just...
I like the miniseries. I like the Hellboy, like, 1952 or whatever, all the different ones like that. They're fun, but...
Yeah, I also, I want to see Hellboy in it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, that's what BPRD. Hellboy was gone for a long time, so until the very end.
Hellboy in the BPRD, and he was barely in it.
Yeah.
And it was like, what's Hellboy doing right now? Oh, nothing.
The other thing we read was The Question, right? You read that one too?
Yes. The Question, Deaths of Vic Sage #2.
The whole time reading it, I was like, I don't know what's going on, but it's a really good story.
Oh, no, yeah, I agree 100%. Weird thing is that the Question of the Wild West is Victor Zsasz?
Yeah, I was confused about that. I was like, isn't he a serial killer?
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, that was very weird. I was like, are you kidding me? I mean...
It just confused me.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was fun. I like the Wild West story. And then how it ties into The Question is kind of weird, but... It kind of almost reminds me of the Conan book, actually. That was the one that we didn't talk about before, too, is Conan Serpent War 3, I think. Same idea, where it's like there's a lineage of like time, and everything's kind of turning, like, coming together. Same idea at this. But it was a good story. It was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty much like a cowboy becoming the Question.
Yeah. For me, I think the only other book was Avengers 29, which was... Also, I mean, it's pretty good. It's just, you know, just random stuff the Avengers doing now. There's a new Star Brand, and apparently, this new Star Brand is a pregnant woman who Gladiator is gonna go kill, and I don't think the Avengers want him to kill an unborn child and his mother.
Yeah, so. Gladiator's a weird character, because in the New Mutants he's in it, and he's kind of, he's fine, he's just kind of a guy. But then, yeah, sometimes he's shown to be like some psycho.
Yeah.
He is alien, I guess.
Yeah. And then the other book I read was Rising Sun #1.
Who makes that one?
IDW, I think.
Oh.
I don't know, it's a new, like, it's a new, like, I think it's 3 issues, the miniseries, but it is based off of the Cool Mini or Not.
The Japanese game.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Apparently. And I was like, because Coach mentioned that, I was like, really? And I looked in the, like, the fine print, you know, with all the information, and it was, like, also copyrighted CMON, so...
Tied together? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. A little all over the place, but it wasn't horrible. I didn't think it was bad. I apologize, Rob. I completely interrupted you because you were going to talk about Ruins of Ravencroft Sabretooth.
Yes, you told me to read these, and then you didn't read it yourself, which I think I feel a little betrayed.
I looked at it and I was like, I went, okay. Did you have to read the previous issue?
No, I didn't know there was a previous issue, so no.
There's a Carnage one.
Oh,
and does
fuck
it say
that.
Did it say to be continued at the end?
Not really. It's kind of like a story about I think it takes place in the, I don't know, 1800s, maybe a little later. About this, it's pretty much the building of this Arkham Asylum knockoff, and it's almost the exact same story. It's pretty much what if Arkham Asylum existed in the Marvel universe, and this one was weird because it's you're following one person, and then it turns out Mr. Sinister's working there, and then Mr. Sinister's orderly is Sabretooth, and then they bring in Wolverine, and then there's a girl that turns into a werewolf, and I was confused, but it was still fun. It was a pretty good story. And then there's a modern part of it is who's in it? Mr. Fantastic, Misty Knight, Kingpin, and somebody else are investigating the ruins of Ravencroft, and they're discovering things, and they get attacked by werewolves, or like not werewolves, like monsters that Mr. Sinister made, I guess. And that's where it kind of flashes back to him doing experiments there. And pretty much this werewolf nurse who works there saves Wolverine, gets him out of there, and he runs off into the night to save him from Mr. Sinister and Sabretooth, and she gets killed. And I think she's the base of the experiments that the modern people are fighting. Mm-hmm. It was a fun story. It was actually really well written, and it was kind of like a one-shot, so I was fine with it. And I'm going to pick up Dracula.
Are you happy that I told you to get this one?
Yeah, I'm not upset about it, because it really didn't have anything to do with anything. I didn't have to... I think there wasn't a symbiote in it at all, which was nice. Mr. Sinister showing up. Mr. Sinister showing up confused me. I was like, "What the? Where'd this guy come from?"
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden, Sabretooth being an orderly there, and they brought in Wolverine. That was kind of weird. Wolverine was lobotomized, so he couldn't move or anything, but he kind of healed enough just to run away, and the werewolf lady saved him. And that was the story. Yeah, it was good. I actually enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to Dracula.
Yes, and I will be getting the Dracula one. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, you said you'd get this one, so...
did I say I was getting that one?
I think we both said we were getting this one, but whatever. It's fine.
I don't know.
I'm not bitter.
I can't do the X-Men stuff, you know?
It's not... It had nothing to do with the X-Men. It was mostly really about Fantastic Four and Kingpin in the modern day, and then just some... Like, if you didn't know any of these characters, it wouldn't have mattered that much, I don't think.
Yeah.
You would have just known that this woman was trying to save this guy. That's it. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to know what Mr. Sinister was or who. You kind of. I guess you had to kind of know who Wolverine was because you had to know he could heal. Because they chop off his arm at one point, and to try to see how it regrows and stuff. So if you didn't know that, you'd be like, "What the hell?"
But it takes place in the 1800s.
I think it is long time ago, anyways. Maybe I can't get the year exactly right. Actually,
Minister Sinister's alive.
Oh yeah, he's been around since like Victorian age.
Really?
Yeah, he experimented on himself, and he's a mutant too, so he's got extra long life. But he's been around forever. Yeah.
All right.
Let's see if it says when this takes place. They go into they show like this the land that this sits on had lots of battles and stuff. It's like cursed land, and they show the original Captain America in 1783 getting murdered there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was a Captain America in the Revolutionary War. Didn't you know that?
What?
Also, they have like a Cthulhu invasion in 1804, 1820. There's the Headless Horseman, who's a spirit of vengeance, which kind of makes sense. Burning Skull. 1862, we get Atlantis attacks. 1891, we get a Skrull invasion, and then they build the thing there. What year is it? 1909. This story takes place.
All right.
So there you go. This is fun. I enjoyed it, but it is just a rip-off of Arkham Asylum. Like if this was in DC, it would be this exact same story, but with just DC characters instead.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
Fun times. Kind of happy with that book. I'm glad you made me read it. The art was great too. It was kind of like that sepia tone. It was kind of fun, nice looking.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I guess we'll talk about the stuff coming out January 22nd.
Yes. Next week.
All right. Well, if you would like to start, if you're getting anything this week.
I am. The X-Men are back. We get Marauders number 6 and Excalibur number 6.
Okay, now. Oh wait, are those the only X books?
Yep, those are the only 2 X books.
Are you dropping anything?
Not yet, because there's not new comics yet. This might be the last issue of Excalibur, but we'll see.
Okay.
Conan Serpent War #4, which is the final of that, is next week, which is nice.
Yes.
Ravencroft Dracula and Transformers Galaxies #4, which may or may not come out because Transformers 16 was supposed to come out last week and supposedly isn't coming out till 2 weeks from now, the same time that number 17 has been solicited. So
maybe we'll get 16 and 17 at the same time.
Yeah, same month. I doubt that, but we'll see. So that's it for me. Those 5. Oh, and obviously 2000 AD. And I read 2000 AD this week too.
I got Batman 87 because Coach wants to get it. Right, Coach?
Yes.
Detective Comics 1019. Red Hood Outlaw or Red Hood and the Outlaws 42, which is great. Oh God, what else is there? Don't tell me that. Oh my God, Maya just ripped ass. Conan Serpent War, Ruins of Ravencroft, Dracula. Oh, wait, you're not getting Atlantis Attacks #1?
No.
Transformers Galaxies I'm also getting, which is the end of the story arc, and then we're going to go into the Cliff Jumper story arc.
Yeah, you're excited about that one.
I'm so excited for that one.
You're not getting Guardians of the Galaxy #1?
No. Definitely not. I'm probably going to get Wonder Woman 750. Just to see if it's gonna be, because it's $10.
Oof.
And it's 96-page spectacular, and there's a lot of writers on it, and I think Steve Orlando's kind of being the Al Ewing of this. And I don't know if I like that or not, because I don't really like Steve Orlando too much, but who knows, this could be great. I think this is ending the current story arc and then beginning the next one. So I think this might be an interesting place to pick up Wonder Woman. If I read it and have no idea what the hell's going on, then I am definitely just saying screw it and not getting the rest. You know? But we'll see. And after this, it's still going to be written by Steve Orlando, so I don't know. Me and him have a love-hate relationship, so.
What about Web of Venom Goodson?
Dude, I wasn't going to mention it because I knew you were going to read it. So
the one I thought you were going to get for sure was My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, #86. I know you got the rest of them.
Why do you have to do me like that? Really, you're really exposing me right now.
I know. It's your secret love of My Little Pony. You're a brony. I know it.
Anyway, all right. Anything else? We got anything else to talk about? So you're really close with dropping Excalibur?
We can talk about it. I thought we were doing a special edition talking about that.
Yeah, we could do that then.
You did forget 2 pieces of news too.
What are the ones that, oh, I forgot. I did forget. New Punisher miniseries. Who gives a fuck about the DC solicitations? I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, there was nothing in there that I was excited about. I looked through them before.
Literally nothing. Apparently, The Punisher versus Barracuda, #1 of 5, written by Ed Brisson, which I like Ed Brisson.
Yes, me too.
And is it a Punisher? I think it's a Punisher Max series.
Yes, it is. Yep.
So
it says Punisher Max villain. Maybe it's not a Punisher Max series though. He's coming back from Punisher Max.
I don't even know who Barracuda is.
He's a terror of the legendary Punisher Max run. I never read the Punisher Max run.
And I want.
Oh, Declan Shelby drawing it too. It's pretty good. Declan Shelby's a really good artist.
Barracuda is just some big guy.
Yeah, well, it's Punisher. Yeah, I have no attachment to this, and I only read Punisher written by Garth Ennis, so I won't be picking it up. But it sounds neat.
I mean, I like the Punisher stuff, so I think, like I said, Punisher is one of those books that, like, if there's a miniseries, I'll pick it up.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's only 5 issues. It's always good. And this is probably coming out the end of... Well, Soviet will be over by then. And
yeah.
So, isn't Garth Ennis doing a different one after that?
I that's what I thought. I remember it was saying that he was going to be doing like 3 of them. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, that was worth picking up there because we have to talk about Punisher. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else, is there?
I don't think so. I think that is it. But
we're coming into the time where things will be changing because X-Men is getting there's 13 X-Men books, not counting Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't count.
So that's crazy.
Yep. Well, one of them is a miniseries. X-Men Fantastic Four is a miniseries. So it's X-Men, Excalibur, Marauders, New Mutants, Fallen Angels, X-Force, Wolverine, Giant Size X-Men, X-Men Fantastic Four, Hellions, Cable, X-Factor, Children of the Atom.
Now, how many of them are twice a month?
Well, X-Men was supposed to be, but it isn't anymore because they can't keep up. And Excalibur, Marauders, New Mutants, and Fallen Angels, and X-Force, I think all are, or at least close to being twice a month, if not exactly twice a month.
All right, so let's say that's 10 issues right there, okay?
Yeah.
Plus, so that's 5 different series.
6 different series and probably 10 issues a month, 10 or 11.
Okay. So then what other? How many other books are there?
Another 7 books.
Okay. So that's 17, right? So 17 times
17 or
13,
18. Yep.
17
times what is it? $4 a book?
Oh yeah, what am I doing? 17 times 4.
Yeah.
Well, I did 17 times 13. That's $68 a month just on X-Men.
Yeah. Coming in by April, that is. I assume some of these will be I cannot believe that Excalibur and Fallen Angels will last that long.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that, but we'll see.
Well, let me take a look for 1 minute. Which series do you hate the most?
Definitely Fallen Angels. I hate the most.
Okay, so I'm gonna do some research really quick to see if my calculations are correct with Fallen Angels. Maybe not. I could be wrong here, Rob. You never know. Let me see. So issue 6 of Fallen Angels comes out in January.
Yeah, it's coming out
and
next week.
This is how I kind of think about it. We have solicitations for up to basically March, and Fallen Angels is not on that list.
Yeah, see?
As far as I can see.
So I'm thinking maybe it's going to end. And I'm hoping. And same with Excalibur. I'm not sure about that one. But the thing with Excalibur last time, we didn't talk about these X books because we missed that week, but the end of it, it's like, oh, Apocalypse is dead, oh no, and Rogue now looks like Apocalypse. This isn't the first time that she's looked like Apocalypse. She's drained him before. And Apocalypse isn't dead. No X-Men can die anymore. So there's no dramatic tension in the books anymore. It's pretty sad.
Now,
there's other books.
Excalibur, by the way,
yes,
is solicited all the way up to an issue 9 in March.
Yeah, see. It's at 6 right now, so there's 3 more issues between now and March.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll see about those ones. Yeah. Meanwhile, X-Force is great. X-Force is the best one.
Yeah.
Marauders is kind of stalled. It's not much happening there, but X-Force was really good. Wolverine getting chopped in half and still skewering people it's pretty epic. But yeah, it's a lot, and you think that as an X-Men fan I should be happy, but it's too much.
Yeah.
There's too much, and it's really diluted. Like there's not really like the strong one. There's like 1 or 2 strong ones, and the rest are like you know.
Yeah.
So I think we can afford to lose some of the chaff and get to the real good stuff. But
yeah,
I'm going to take Hickman's advice. I'm not going to read them all.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just have to see which ones I'm not going to read anymore.
Yeah, and we might do a separate thing on that, separate discussion on that.
We'll have a March Madness bracket, and we'll have to like weigh them across each other.
By March, all these books are going to be out.
Quite a few of them, yeah. We'll X-Factor and Children of Atom aren't until April.
Honestly, by by then, though, there's going to be, there's probably going to be more that are going to be revealed for, like, October, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So.
I would like to buy other comic books. And I only have so much budget to go into comic books, so.
Exactly. It's unfortunate. But...
Yeah, well. If you don't enjoy it, don't read it. That's what I say. Even if I'm on a podcast. So.
But
some of them will be leaving.
It's alright. It's okay, Rob.
I know.
Okay.
I'm traumatized. Oh, I didn't even count the God Loves Man Kills thing.
And you didn't even count Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine was in there.
Oh, okay.
I count Wolverine because he's in a solo book. He's an X-Men. If he's in everybody else's book, he's not. You can have him in the Avengers. He's not in the Avengers anymore, is he?
No.
Ever since he died, he's never went back.
Because he's on Krakoa.
Yeah.
Did we ever find out how he came back?
There was that miniseries that made no sense. Yeah, we found out. And why he had hot claws.
Yeah. Does he still have hot claws?
No, that was just for that series.
So how did he come back?
Somebody resurrected him.
Who?
I forget her name. Some new character.
So it's not important.
Yeah, they kind of were setting it up, but then that all got rewritten after this. So.
Yeah.
And the hot claws was because his mutant power was so overpowered because he just got resurrected that it was making his metal hot. Makes no sense.
Awesome.
Makes
so
no
cool.
sense.
But anyway, let's stop rambling about X-Men.
Yes.
Anyway, alright guys, so that's it for this episode of the Superhero Crew Podcast. If you guys enjoyed, give this a like, subscribe, check out all the other videos we have here posted on the channel. Stay tuned for the next episode of the Superhero Crew Podcast.
Visit Andrew at, what's that store again?
Oh, it's All Star Comics and Collectibles in Lindenhurst, New York, on Long Island, 200 Montauk Highway. I'll have that information in the description. We have a great store, graded books, raw books, new books. We're kind of pulling back on the new books because we don't have that many new book customers. We're kind of just focusing more on pull lists and whatnot, which is the better thing we can do because we can't get stuck with all these X-Men books.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
anyway.
that's the future right there. If you don't have a pull list, you're not going to get your new books.
Yeah, and if you start a pull list, you get 25% off.
There you go. Why wouldn't you have a pull list? That makes no sense.
I used to not do the pull list, and I regretted it.
Remember how much money you wasted.
I know. But anyway, all right, that's it, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Next week. Bye-bye.